This is an image of a photo to sketch generation in ProMeAI that I've done via a render from Midjourney. But this could also have just been a generation or an outline or a toon rendering from a 3D application, for example, SketchUp or Rhino or Revit or 3D Studio Max, where you just render the outline of a building. So this could be a real world project. Okay, I've just prepared a small prompt for this. A modern concrete apartment building with large glass windows, balconies with glass railings, dynamic shapes, and a Scandinavian design inspired by Bjarke Ingels set in a clear blue sky. So that's the prompt. And again, as we talked about, we use the version 3. Under the style, if you have to reset the style, you just click the little red cross there to remove them. And then you can press again, and then you could go into photography and choose between architectural rendering or realistic. Let's just try the realistic. The prompt just describe what you want, and then you use the styles to inspire the model in which artistic direction you will go. Under the mode, again, use the precision concept and around 50 or something like that. I found if you go up, let's say to 90 on this creativity slider, the model has a hard time interpreting the input start image. It's kind of like if you use a too high image denoiser in Stable Diffusion or a very high stylize in Midjourney. So I found a start around 50, maybe a little bit over, and it'll still take this underlying picture into account. And then just generate. And this is what it comes up with. Let's just click on one of these. And as you can see here, this is amazing, huh? Because this looks exactly what we have defined, a very realistic photography of our building with this very modern concrete slate, Scandinavian inspired Bjarke Ingels architecture. Also, if we try to go forward, you can see, again, it's a little bit special with this very white up here, but it is something different where it takes these boxes and paint them in a different color. And then the facade of the house is another color. That's actually a quite good idea, I think. And the very, very clear railings also, glass railing as we defined, that's very impressive. And the last result here is a very, very realistic picture, huh? It really reminds us of a Scandinavian-built urban residential house in Copenhagen, for example. You see a lot of this style in Copenhagen. So this is very impressive, but we have to take into account this underlying picture up here. Does it actually reference this picture, or is this just a random generation? That's kind of the great test of ProMeAI. So if you go, for example, let's say you like this the most, go into this picture. And if you go up to the top, there's different ways you can upscale the picture or you can download it. But let's just try the full download as a start and you get the download. So you go into Photoshop and you drag drop the picture in and you just open it. And there you can see the picture. Let's take the control image, which was this one, I reckon. Yeah, that's the one. So we just paste it into the picture. Let's just see how good it is. I mean, that's just amazing. It really is amazing, this. It's almost like a renderer. I mean, try to focus on this railing here and the geometry there, how precise it is compared to the control image. That's absolutely amazing. You can see the control image. I made a little shadow under the box so that ProMeAI has an easier time determining what is in shadow and what is a box that is drawn out from the facade. And it looks like it has made a perfect interpretation of that. Also look at the geometry, how precise it's keeping the lines up here. That's absolutely amazing, huh? Also, there's a little mistake. Oh, it's not even a mistake, I guess. It's actually a correct interpretation of the geometry up here because the sketch is a little bit dodgy up here. What is happening with the railing there? But in the rendering, it's much more precise and actually correct what it does up here. So that's very impressive. That's some of the most impressive results I've seen with these AI applications so far. Also because in Midjourney, you kind of have this very, very big control over concept generation from text to image. So an idea inspiration, and in ProMeAI and in Stable Diffusion, but it's very, very obvious in ProMeAI. It's very controllable and much more precise. You can have kind of a sketch of an idea, and then you can have a idea generation phase that it's very, very precisely representing the actual geometry and style and materials that you are imagining. For example, in this particular project here, that's very, very impressive. So we started with this, and this could be a screen dump or a toon render from your favorite 3D program. It doesn't matter what it is, and you can just render it out and throw it into ProMeAI as you saw me do, and then have these render engines set and a prompt written, and then make very fast generation. I would say a couple of minutes or something like that in a very, very high detail. And then sketch very precisely concept development on your specific project, but still concept and idea generation with what materials, what colors, what mood, what about the window framing, what about the railings, what about the balconies. You can really make some very precise idea and concept development based on a quite loose sketch like this. If you found this video useful, the full course is available at Cadman.dk. ProMeAI Masterclass for Architects.